Just a reminder that a big part of manifestation work is self love and learning how to love yourself. And that can take many different forms. It can be having boundaries, staying honest with yourself, changing habits, letting old habits go, letting old relationships go. When I first started doing my healing work, there was a book that I read called Love Yourself Like Your Life Depends on It by Kamal Ravikant. And in the book, the author talks about being in a relationship that ends, and he had completely lost himself in the relationship and stopped showing himself any kind of love. And the only love he was getting was from his partner. And when the relationship ended, it was completely devastating for him because he felt like he had lost the only source of love that he was receiving. So it's about his journey, sort of finding himself and loving himself back to life. And in that book, he talks about one of the methods he used in order to start a practice of self-love was simply starting his day by looking in the mirror and repeating the words "I love you" over and over again for a few minutes every day consistently. If you don't have a self-love practice, I recommend trying this maybe for 30 days. Do it for 2 or 3 minutes every single day. And it might seem really funny at first. It might feel weird. Some emotions may come up. But whatever it is, just stick with it and see what happens for you. Self-love can also look like just taking a minute or two a few times a day and finding like a quiet moment to check in with yourself, remind yourself that you're there, you're supporting yourself, you love yourself, and that you're not going anywhere. Again, I know this might seem funny when you first start doing it. It might seem like it's pointless. But once you start this practice, I think you'll start to notice things shift. You have to remember that a lot of the unconscious parts that we hold within us that prevent us from stepping into a new life or a new version of ourselves are those parts that are desperately seeking love. They're those parts that didn't receive love when they needed it when you were young. They just want to feel belonging, that they're safe. And once they start to get that, they can begin to integrate and allow you to step into your dreams and desires. I think sometimes we get so caught up in the external portion of manifesting because that's usually what we can do more, and most of us have this idea that the more we do, the closer we'll get to our manifestations. But it's important to remember that your external world and what you're manifesting on the outside comes from how you're being on the inside, what you're believing about yourself, the state that you're in. So for a lot of people, sometimes bringing it back to basics and starting a self-love practice that might seem simple at first can actually be what shifts things very dramatically on the outside, because there were parts on the inside that weren't being tended to while you were trying to do all the work on the outside to manifest your dreams. And again, you might find a different self-love practice that works for you. I encourage you to do whatever feels natural and comforting. But whatever it is, stick with it. Try it for at least 30 days and see if anything begins to shift in your life. And keep shining.